Good evening, everyone. This is the Air Conservation Commission meeting. It is Thursday, December 2nd, 2021. There are only 23 shopping days until Christmas. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, in accordance with Chapter 20 of the Act of 2021, suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, OML, public bodies otherwise governed by the OML are temporarily relieved from the requirement that meetings be held in public places open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate alternative means. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by joining Zoom. The meeting number is 840-4058-0886. or by calling 929-250-6099. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Joanne Christoph, Conservation Agent at jcrystoff@ayer.ma.us 978-772-8220, extension 143. We have in attendance this evening as commissioners, we have Jenna as a member, we have George Bacon as member, we have Jess Gugino as member clerk, we have Mark Phillips as vice chair, and myself, John Schmallenberger, as chair, and our agent is not with us this evening. So,
John?
Yes, sir.
Would you mind, can you just repeat the call-in number? I believe you read that wrong, honestly. The
Which one?
929 number?
The 929. I probably transposed them, didn't I?
Yes, I think you did.
929-205-6099.
Yep.
That's my dyslexia coming through. It looked right to me.
Sounded good.
It sounded good. People are dialing furiously. Do we have confirmation of agenda? Changes? Anyone have changes?
I would just suggest moving the administrative approval for 37 Hemlock Drive up a little earlier, at least definitely before we do the Stratton Hill.
Okay.
Just moving that a little earlier.
Now this is just a discussion. It's not, they're not in attendance. Is that correct?
Actually, I think Mr. Ryan Go is in attendance, Goff, on the screen.
Right, I am here.
Yep. So.
Well, then possibly we'll just move that to the top of the heap and go after the certificate of vote and do it then. It'll be quick, right?
Should be.
Yep. And also the notice of intent that the Willow Road and Route 2 is going to be opened and continued.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's move the administrative approval right after certificate of vote. And motion to confirm the agenda as amended. Anyone?
Second?
Was moved by George Bacon, was seconded by Mark Phillips. We'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Okay. I'm having a little hard time with hearing you, George. Your connections must be bad or delayed or something. Where was I? Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Passes unanimously. Approval of the meeting minutes for November 18th, 2021. Anyone had an opportunity to read them? Any corrections, changes? Nice job as usual, Jess. Motion to approve the meeting minutes for November 18th, 2021 as written.
Aye.
Second?
Was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. We'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
I,
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Passes unanimously. Payables report. Do we have a payables report this evening?
think there was one that went home with Marilyn for you, but it's just a standard report. I don't think any bills have been paid.
That was just,
Just the WB Mason one, I think, was paid.
yep. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Robert, yeah, I saw that got paid.
Robert's handling that.
All righty. Is there any public input from anyone listening or viewing this evening? Nope. All right. Next item is the certificate of vote, authorization of the chair to sign permits on behalf of the commission for meetings to be held remotely. And the certificate of vote, is everyone okay with me taking over as physically signing documents in your behalf obviously at your approval?
It would always be following a vote that we have in a meeting on something, but just while we're meeting remotely.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
Which it might be for a while.
Omicron.
How about you, Jen? You all right with that?
Totally fine. Where were you when I was buying a house?
Where were you? How about you, George?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I trust you.
You do? Thank you. Okay. Jess, how do you feel about that?
Good.
All right. And Mark?
I'm good. I just have a question about the first paragraph. Does the date March 12th, 2020, does that need to change because we did come back? Or is that still
Oh,
active?
I think that's still inactive.
Okay,
Active. Yeah.
as long as that's the current date, then I'm good with it. Yep. Or the correct date, I guess I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, it looks good. Great. Awesome.
So I have a copy of it. I just sign this, date it, bring it into Susan,
Yeah,
Open the
sign
book.
date, give it to Marilyn to bring in tomorrow,
my courier.
your courier, and then it will go to the town clerk and then to Carly to have town council record it.
Okay.
Is it appropriate for John to approve, to vote it?
I think so.
Basically vote for himself kind of thing?
I vote aye.
Well, I mean, if he wanted to vote against himself, he would be in the minority, so.
People were, yeah.
Does somebody just come in by telephone who,
I see a symbol.
yeah,
All right, I will send this into the office tomorrow with Marilyn.
right.
And
But
we can
first
get the
we have
thing.
to take a vote.
I thought we did. Oh,
Not
okay,
yet. on that
yes,
one.
all right. Is there a motion to approve the certificate of vote to allow?
So,
Second.
All right. It was moved by George Bacon, seconded
cut
by
down on
Mark
the delay.
Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
I,
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. Thank
Now
you.
you can move it.
Now I will send it in. All right, what do I do with my agenda? All right, our next item this evening is a discussion on administrative approval at 37 Hemlock Drive. Ryan, is it Goff?
It's Goff.
Goff?
Yeah.
Thank you. How are you this evening, Ryan?
I'm very well, thank you. How about yourself?
Good, thanks. Very good. Now you had asked to have a fence put on your property. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And our conservation agent, Joanne Christoph, I believe, came out and looked at your project?
I'm not positive on that. We haven't met her. We only took possession of the property today.
Oh,
And I think, as far as I understand, she's out for a little bit.
she's out for a little bit. Now, Jess, didn't you tell me that you
Um,
thought that she was out there?
She had indicated it should be, I mean, she had put it on our board as an administrative approval and indicated it would qualify for this. The only two questions on the thing were, are you digging any holes or placing any soil on the ground?
We would be using a professional installer to install some posts
Okay.
along the sides and some on the front. But our plan is to only use like chicken wire and rods, no disturbance of soil, no concrete, no footings on the back where it abuts the
Right.
brush.
So we'll put in, so John, on your form, on number 2 on the project request, just check no on number 2. And then the other one was, do you propose building a shed? It sounded like you might be putting that on hold for the moment.
It's definitely on hold. I would entertain any comments that you guys might have as to placement, size, and that way, if it could be approved and we just don't do it until the spring, that would be great. But if it's not in the cards, it's not part of our priority at this time.
Yeah, so shed guidelines. If it was up on blocks, I don't think we need to be involved, but if it was being dug in, what do you guys think? If it's in the buffer zone?
On
I
block.
don't have a problem if it's up on blocks.
Yeah.
It was gonna be on blocks, or if it's gonna put it on a possibly some crushed stone, then maybe pressure treated, laid on top of the crushed stone or something like that. Would probably be okay.
Would that, do you think that would need review, or would we be okay with that?
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Be okay.
but any digging of the soil, contact us.
Okay.
Right. And Ryan, right now, I guess I'm looking at the property online right now. Are you creating an enclosed space in the back, or I guess what exactly is the fence going to do?
That's exactly what we're going to do. We have a small dog, so we're just looking to make a safe space for him to let him out and roam the backyard.
Okay, so you're basically going against the house out to the back, like you said, the brush line coming back across and coming back to the other end of the house, basically.
Correct. To come off the front of the house sideways towards the edges of the property line, go back as far as we can to the brush line without going in, and then again, just kind of hugging the brush line in the back with
Okay.
the less intrusive, just rods and chicken wire.
Okay, yeah, and you're just doing the push in post
Exactly.
or whatever. Okay,
Exactly.
all right, thank you.
So there's no shed.
No shed.
No, okay.
Any other
So-
comments, from commissioners?
Nope.
So if we're going with the spirit of administrative approvals, I don't think we need to vote on this, do we? Or George, what do you think?
Well, somebody has to approve it, whether it's
Yeah,
a
but
group
we-
or whether,
Yeah. So we could, since it's our group, we could take a vote. So go ahead and motion.
Well, I
a
could,
motion.
all right. Is
Go
there a
ahead.
motion to approve the request for administrative approval at 37 Hemlock Drive?
So moved.
Second,
Was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. We'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
I,
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, passes unanimously.
and then on the back of it, John, you just have to check, sign it and sign your name and check the approved date. Up to.
Oh, approved by, okay.
And we'll put this in the mail tomorrow. Brian?
Okay, excellent.
I'll put this, I'll give this to the courier to bring in. to
Yes,
town hall.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate your attendance and
Thank you for hearing me. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
have a good night, sir. Okey dokey. Our next item this evening is a request for determination of applicability. We are opening this public meeting under the Wetlands Protection Act and under the Air Wetland Bylaw. This is an RDA at 270 Woodland Way. Dave Grubb. And Dave, you are with us this evening?
I am, yes.
How are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you guys?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Would you tell us a little bit about your project?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So we met a few months ago to discuss a side addition that we wanted to do, which was phase 1, and phase 2 was to replace our existing deck behind our house with a screened-in porch, 3-season porch kind of thing, really to give us some reprieve from the crazy mosquitoes that live amongst us here in Pingree Hill. So luckily we have found enough savings in our first project that we now feel comfortable seeking permission to go ahead and do the 3-season porch. Basically what we're doing is taking our existing deck, trying to widen it by 6 feet and creating a 3-season room. It will be on posts, no foundation or anything like that. And we felt as though now was the best time for us to do that while some of the area is still a little bit disturbed from the contractors on the side addition. So trying to kind of knock everything out. So in the springtime, we'll be able to repair everything at once instead of having to do it more than once. So that's kind of what we're looking to seek permission for. And it does encroach just a few feet into the 100-foot buffer zone. I did meet with Joanne about this a couple of weeks ago, and she indicated she didn't think it would be a problem, but obviously we want to take all the proper steps necessary to get the proper approvals to move forward.
Yep. We've been out there. I know we've been out there and looked at the site, and how do commissioners feel about foregoing a site walk? Or
I'm fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
all right, George. Mark, how about you?
Yeah, I have no issues.
All righty. So it will be some dug posts obviously into the ground, and the dirt will be, it's disturbed. The area is disturbed right now. So would you just spread whatever comes out of the hole? And
Yeah, we'll probably honestly take whatever comes out of the hole and use to continue the backfill on the side addition that was done, actually, just to kind of help us use that soil to help us with grading over on the existing project.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? Okay. Is there a motion to?
David,
Oh, I'm sorry.
oh, sorry, hold on, Jeff. David, so again, I assume the extension that you're doing, you're working towards the play equipment, right?
Yes, exactly, correct.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I got it, thanks. Go ahead, Jeff, sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. No. Motion to issue a negative determination at the RDA at 270 Woodland Way. Mr. David Grubb.
So moved.
Second,
It was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. We'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
aye.
Chair votes aye. So this will, I'm not quite sure when this is going to go in the mail. When do you think this might go in the mail?
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow,
Monday at the latest.
Monday. So 10 days from, let's say 10 days from Monday, if you don't hear anything from DEP,
Well,
if they don't, if they don't appeal it, then you can proceed with your project.
Great.
I think
That sounds great.
it's 10 days from the issue date. So if it were to be mailed tomorrow, it would be 10 days from tomorrow's date.
But, okay,
Which actually shortens the 10-day period or something, because DEP will get it in the email as well. So
okay, so it will be in tomorrow?
I think so.
All right,
You'll get it.
well, 10 days from tomorrow.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. And I really appreciate it. As I've said numerous times now, but we are now officially out of money. So you probably won't see me for a while.
Well, it's nice to see you. And I hope you have nice holidays.
Thank you. You guys as well. Happy holidays and thanks again.
Very welcome. Thanks for coming to us. Appreciate it. All right. The next item this evening is public hearing, continued notice of intent at 0 Washington Street, Panther Place at the OSRD subdivision. We have lot 14, 15, and 16 this evening. And how are you, sir?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Okay, all right. All right. So we've got 14, 15, 16. Anything that you want to go over with us about these particular projects?
No, I think this is what we've been kind of chugging along here through. It's the same, boulders, placed, at the 50, when it's cleared, not going into areas we're not clearing and posting the signs, as we've done previously. These are pretty straightforward lots, at least in my opinion. Along the context of the other ones that this board has already seen. It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same sandwich cut a different way, but it's exactly the same thing.
Commissioners have questions about lot 14, 15, 16?
Special conditions and the orders have been circulated. So they're all ready to go. And we have the buffer zone protection plan for each lot. So
Sorry, we have the what?
the buffer zone,
Oh.
buffer zone protection plan for each lot.
Yep.
Has been received.
All right, any comments or questions from commissioners?
I actually do have one thing. The remaining 4 will really just involve very small edits to lot numbers and file numbers and distance to limit of disturbance. The special conditions for those are almost all ready to go. Just to not put things further down our workload, which will be me for the next few weeks. What do you think about going ahead and also voting to, assuming no changes, voting to approve and issue the remaining 4 orders that wouldn't actually be issued until we were in receipt of the Form 5s, which Brian Butler's been providing, and the plot plans for those particular lots. But that would mean once we got those, say next week, we could process those and get them out and not have anything on our December 16th agenda for this.
Once we confirm the no changes, but yeah.
I mean, it is, like Joe said, it's a pretty standard format now.
Yeah.
Do you have any problems with that, Joe?
Not at all. I mean, whatever works for this board is, I don't have a problem.
George?
I'm just thinking about if anybody had public input, whether this would deny them that.
Yeah.
Would they, would public still have the ability within the 10-day period, or does that not apply to the public? It only applies to the DEP?
Wait, what was the question, Mark?
This is George was wondering about the public input and the, for the public hearing, essentially, right, George?
Right.
So I guess I was wondering, does the 10-day waiting period apply just on these? Is that 10-day waiting period for public or DEP input, or is it only DEP if we were to approve?
I think it's just DEP, but I mean, all of these lots are continued to tonight. So there's no, from a public perception, there's no difference. And we haven't had any public input. So I don't think we'd be denying any public input. I mean, technically we can proceed if we want. But the 10-day waiting period would not begin until the orders were issued. And for those remaining 4, they wouldn't be issued until we received the individual plot plans. So that 10-day waiting period would be different from the top 3 that are complete tonight. I'll do whatever anybody wants, but it just be nice to get this out and closed off, on my part at least. So,
I mean, I guess I could see,
Why-
as you said, basically all lots are open technically tonight, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, the hearing, so.
Well, why can't we just have the orders prepared so that once we have the hearing, we can wrap them up that same night?
okay. Well, that's how we've been doing it. Like, I mean, the ones tonight are, well, yeah, so, okay, we'll just keep them on the next agenda.
I just hate to get caught in the technicality and, you know,
No, it makes good sense, George.
Okay.
It'll just be quick at the next meeting.
So Joe, if you could tell Brian the sooner he can get all the other stuff in, like next week, then I'll have those prepared fast, and then we just whip them
I think
through.
I know the plot plans we already have. We've just been
Yeah.
giving them to you guys your ask, so
Yeah.
no problem. You know, we're just changing lot numbers. It's not,
Okay.
big deal. No problem.
Any other comments? Okay,
So for 14, 15, and 16, we need to vote to issue each one and then close each public hearing.
all right. Is there a motion to issue the orders of condition on lot 14, DEP file number 100-0469?
so moved.
Second,
Was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. We'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jeff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
aye.
Chair votes aye. Is there a motion to close the public hearing on lot 14, DEP file number 100-0469?
So moved.
Second,
Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Is there a motion to issue and approve the orders of conditions at lot number 15, DEP file number 100-0470?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, passes unanimously. Is there a motion to close the public hearing on lot 15, DEP file number 100-0470?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, passes unanimously. Is there a motion to issue and approve the orders of conditions on lot 16, DEP file number 100-0471?
So moved.
Second.
Was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. So we need to, we
I
can,
think you have to close the public hearing for that one too.
Yeah, close 16.
oh, I didn't do it?
Not yet.
Okey dokey.
Close.
Was close. Motion to close the public hearing on lot 16, DEP file number 100-0471.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you for keeping me on the straight and narrow.
I just have to continue the four remaining lots to next time.
We're going to continue the 4 remaining, correct? Can we do that in a
Yeah.
bunch?
Yes, we'd have, you don't have to just read the lot numbers.
Okay. Motion to continue the public hearing notice of intent on lot 17, lot 19, lot 20, lot 21 until our next meeting, which is December 16th.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Yes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Passes unanimously.
And the remaining question is, Joe, do you want to pick the 3 up tomorrow?
Whatever's convenient. You tell me what makes your life easier. And I can-
Tomorrow, about around noon?
Sure.
Okay.
Good. All right, I'll be there around noon.
Yep, I'm hoping not to be in there that much next week, so.
All right. Again, it's
Yeah.
whenever's better for you.
Thanks
All
so
right.
much thanks for your cooperation.
No problem. And thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Have a nice holiday, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, we'll see you before. so.
Oh, yeah, what are you talking about? We're always hanging. I'll see you before that.
All right, well, you take care.
Take it easy. Appreciate it.
See you in 2 weeks.
All right, bye.
Okay, next item this evening is a public hearing, notice of intent at 65 Westford Road, National Grid. We're going to open this public hearing under the Wetlands Protection Act and under the Air Wetlands Bylaw. And how are you this evening?
Good. How are you guys?
Good, Kellen. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, you guys as well.
All right. Sorry, I got so much paper, it's ridiculous. So we're doing the orders for you tonight?
Yes, yeah, that's the intention. And Jess, thank you appreciate the coordination over email the last 2 days with the orders, or with the order, singular.
So yeah, so the order's been circulated and the special conditions. And the special conditions contain the turtle protection requirements of natural heritage. So otherwise it's the boilerplate special conditions.
Any questions from commissioners? Nope. Okay. Any questions from anyone listening, viewing? Hearing none. Is there a motion to issue and approve the orders of conditions at on a notice of intent at Willow Road, Route 2? I'm sorry, at notice of intent at 65 Westwood Road, National Grid, Mass DEP file number 100-0476.
So
As
moved.
they were amended slightly, weren't they? Orders?
No, no,
It's okay, just as written,
they were prepared as written.
as written.
So moved.
Jen, can you
Oh,
second that for us, Jen?
Seconded.
Thank you. It was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Jen Amaya. We'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
aye.
Mark is abstaining from voting and
Yes,
chair
yep.
votes aye. So passes, not unanimously, but it passes. These
And
can
then we
be,
have to close the public hearing and then ask Keelan how he wants to receive the order.
Yep.
By mail or pickup.
okay. Is there a motion to close the public hearing, notice of intent, 65 Westford Road, National Grid, Mass DEP file number 100-0476.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Jen Amaya. We will do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Yes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark is abstaining and the chair votes aye. So passes. And how would you like to receive these orders?
If I could email you my address, Jess, if that's the best way to receive my office address, that'd be great.
Okay, and so we'll mail it to, so if you send that tomorrow morning, we'll get it.
Great.
And I think has to go certified mail, so,
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I'll email that first thing tomorrow.
okay, great.
Great. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it.
Okay,
Good call.
Take care.
So I'll just sign these things and get them to you tomorrow, Jess, all the orders and everything.
yeah,
That'd be great.
Yeah.
All righty. What else we got going here?
Have to close that public hearing.
Yep,
we just did.
good.
We did.
That time.
Yeah.
Our next item this evening is a public hearing, notice of intent that we will open under the Wetland Protection Act and under the Air Wetland Bylaw. This is Willow
We're
Road.
just gonna open and continue.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we had an email from Danielle Spicer that they were still working on their responses to DEP's comment letter. And Mass DOT needs to review them before they can submit them to us. So they won't have it done before today. So they asked to continue to the 16th.
Okay. Is there a motion to continue the public hearing? Notice of intent at Willow Road and Route 2. Mass DOT, DEP file number 100-0477 until December 16th.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
I,
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We will continue this guy, hopefully on the 16th.
we're whipping along.
Yep. Our next item this evening is a public meeting. Stratton Hill OSRD Conservation Analysis. So this is for the request for proposal. Wherever that is. And you sent us some documents, Jess?
Yeah. So did everybody get a chance to look at the? Okay.
Yep.
All right, so I wrote it up and the town planner, Mark Archambault, has kindly agreed to also be a contact information if we needed that, since we don't have office coverage at the moment. So that's been added, and yes, the question is, what do you think of the scope of work? And then secondly, the cover letter.
What do you think, George?
Under the general section, paragraph 3, says attend up to 2 meetings with conservation in order to ask questions of the applicant and representatives. Do we really want to limit them to only asking questions at the meeting? Wouldn't it go faster if we allowed them to either ask questions to us, to the applicant, or to contact them directly?
Okay, I was just using language from other ones, so how would you reword that?
They just attend up to 2 meetings with the Ayer Conservation Commission in order to answer questions from the commission. The final report and recommendations be presented at the second meeting.
Okay, so just getting rid of that, asking questions of the applicant.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay,
do we need to put something in there about how we should communicate with the applicant? What does everybody
we
think?
could put something like the commission should be copied on any communications between the peer reviewer and the applicant or representatives.
Okay,
I'm writing
Yeah,
that
just,
down.
I would say something just to the effect of, successful bidder will contact applicant via email, copying Conservation Commission, ACC, to get clarity on certain aspects and things like that.
All right. Well, I don't know if we put in successful, I mean, the person who's going to be doing it is already is chosen, so this is just establishing that boundary. Want to say it again?
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's just like another bullet under general, I guess is all I'm saying. So, yeah, part of the general work is contact applicant as necessary or as required via email, copying ACC for clarity clarifying questions or what have you. Something along those lines.
Okay, so I'll
Yeah.
put it as a new bullet, a separate bullet. Okay,
And the other point I had is there's no schedule in here on how long he has to complete the work.
okay, so we could say, I mean, we'd be hoping, so that would be going back to the very top of the document. If we got this out tomorrow, that gives a little more than 10 days to get a proposal into us on December 15th.
Yeah,
Hopefully we would. If we had to extend it into January, we then could, but I think it'd be good to try to get a vendor picked in December if we could. Then we have our first meeting date. If we picked a vendor, then we could have our first meeting date January 6th. Second meeting date, I mean, that could be, we could negotiate that because that would be when final, because it does say that would be when the final report would be
okay.
discussed.
Mm,
And of course, if we didn't get any responses, we could amend things, but I know the planning board wants to also get moving on this. By planning board also, Mr. Tillotson called the office earlier just as a courtesy to let us know that Stan Dillis and Bob Collins for the applicant had a discussion and thought they were not ready to, they had work to do before they could really come before the planning board again. So they're not coming before the planning board on this until sometime in January at the earliest. I think the sooner we get our recommendation into the planning board, hopefully end of January, early February, the better.
mm.
So just right now, at the top of the page, as you indicate, the ACC second meeting date, you're not expecting to have a completed report by then, right? That's still to ask questions and get some clarity, correct?
No, that would be to, well, I was going off previous RFPs. I don't think we have any need to meet with a reviewer 3 times for this. Or what do you want? So
I guess I'm
see
just going,
guidance.
I'm
I
going
see
down to
guidance.
your number 3 under general,
Yeah,
which talks about attend up to 2 meetings. Was that supposed to be post report being provided? I'm assuming not,
Well-
because it was in order to ask questions.
yeah. Well, no, attend up to 2 meetings in order to answer questions from the commission. We could put or hear concerns at the first meeting, and then with the final report and recommendations to be presented at the second meeting. I could add in ideally January 27th if possible.
Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, okay. I guess I kind of missed that. It was on the second page. I wasn't focusing on that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now I get it. Okay, so you're saying the second meeting, that's when the final report would be presented. So yeah,
Yeah.
then maybe, like you said, indicating that the first meeting would maybe to get some clarity and some
Right.
additional questions. But yes, by the second meeting, we're looking for the report to be complete.
I know it had been mentioned at the last meeting. I think Joanne had thought maybe we should have them do an entirely new conservation analysis rather than review and comment on the existing one. I don't think this time of year it's possible to do that. It now being entering the dead of winter almost. So I wrote this both to have it be a review of what we've gotten and recommendations of what more we might need. And also for them to concentrate on the area immediately around the development. Because I don't see, personally, I don't see what you think, but I don't see a need to do a full conservation analysis of the entire air parcel, given that 170 plus acres of that is going to go into conservation.
Right.
okay, but again,
Oh, for the,
if we're truly following an OSRD process,
yeah,
we don't know where the development is. They might identify
Yeah.
something at the very north edge as being the most opportune spot because it's the less desirable spot. And that's where you should put your subdivision if you're going to put something in.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's really that's the heart of what we're trying to get to here.
yeah,
Which I know where you're going, and yes, trying to be expedient and everything, but technically that's not really what
Yeah.
we're supposed to be requesting.
okay,
I
now I
guess I
remember,
would.
yeah.
Is there a way to maybe put in here in the proposal? Can they provide like an option 1 and an option 2? Option 1 would be review the scope of what was there, comment on it, peer review it, support, basically. Or can they, what do they believe the feasibility is to be able to do a brand new conservation analysis?
Okay.
Putting in the clarifying stuff, as you said, given the time of year, is it even possible? And if so, then, if they felt they could do something, successfully, then okay, then give us an idea what that would be.
Right, one thing what we're doing this for is not to issue any permits, but to issue, per the OSRD bylaw, a recommendation to the planning board. Since the chair of the planning board seems to still be on our screen, should we ask him? Or I'd suggest getting some input.
Are you with us, Jeff?
I'm here. It would only be my personal opinion at this point, I have to say. And to be honest with you, Mark, I was listening to you and Jess's conversation, but I was also reading something at the same time. So I really wasn't paying that close attention. Jess, you want to put your question forward again, please?
Actually, I'm going to let Mark do it.
Okay. Let me turn on my
essentially-
video.
That's okay. So Jess was recommending maybe having the proposal identify that we'd like them to focus on let's say the southern section of the parcel. And I guess my concern was that that's really not in the spirit of the OSRD, and the OSRD is, for whatever reason, let's say something really peculiar came up, but what if they identified that the least desirable spot was actually the north side, connected, right adjacent to the Groton town line, let's say. I mean, it would basically say that, yeah, we don't want them to develop down.
So, so Mark, if I may, I think I understand. I truly do understand the conundrum you're talking about. I don't have any direction to offer, and let me tell you why. We don't yet have an adjusted set of plans from the original plans that were provided in August. I have seen a copy of a map with a hand-drawn line on it, but there's no locus, there's no, there's nothing upon this hand-drawn picture that would suggest or recommend where they're going to go. I can't tell you. In the original application, and I'm doing this from memory, so please, if I goof it up, I apologize, but I believe that the original application stated they were going to stay within the original subdivision as approved in 2005. But I don't have an answer, Mark. I do appreciate your comments, I really do. But at this point in time, we don't have anything from the proponent. And as Jess mentioned a moment ago, we received an email from them today through Mark Archambault's office. We have not yet received an actual letter of request to extend into January after the first of the year. But I did know you guys were meeting tonight, and I did want to let you all know as quickly as possible that that's where we are. It's a good point, Mark. I just don't have an answer.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I guess just if you're okay with that, Jess, I'd suggest, I mean,
You just cut out. Just when you were saying something important.
you can word it that way and ask them to
Oh.
provide that sort of input to it.
All right, so how about we word it so that they look at the entire air parcel and evaluate with a focusing on the likely development area, but also the broader parcel in terms of this being the basis for eventually establishing a conservation restriction monitoring for the whole parcel, which will have to be done. So we do, am now remembering what Joanne was saying, that the conservation analysis forms the basis for the baseline monitoring report for the annual monitoring. So I'll just word it a little more broadly.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would be okay with that.
Okay.
Any comments, Jen?
Yeah, so the wording and everything's fine, Jess. Thank you for putting that together. My only concern is, and I don't know what type of response we typically get for those, but if we send this out tomorrow, we're giving them 8 business days. And it's right before Christmas. So if we don't hear back, are we sending it out again? How many minimum do we need? Like, do we have kind of a worst case planning for that?
Okay, so looking at our calendars then, I mean, this was just because, you know, this has been in the discussion point for a while, but we haven't done anything till now. But so the other thing would be to just move the dates to have the proposal due date January 6th. And then first meeting date, January 27th. And then then go into our February schedule.
I think that would be good in the sense that if we could decide, if we had them for the meeting on the 6th, we could make the decision that night, and that gives them 3 weeks before our next meeting to actually do the initial work, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's, I don't think we have to, I don't think we have to have the proposal due date be the January 6th. We'd have to, excuse me, I think we could do, essentially just move the proposal due date maybe just to December 31 or 30, whatever you want to call it, 31.
oh, right.
technically.
Change
Um,
that to,
Because then that does give them 2 more weeks. Yes, there's a holiday in there, but there are still people working.
yeah.
So, unfortunately.
I'm just going,
Uh,
yeah.
Go
I
ahead,
work in
Jen,
higher
sorry.
ed, so we're closed forever.
So we'll make the due date December 30th.
Okay.
And then first meeting date would be January 26th, and then or January, whatever it is,
6th, I think, or yeah, 27th.
the 27th. And then the second meeting date is,
February 10th. Is that right?
yeah,
Can we push?
So that
the propo-
actually
As
does
I'm
give-
thinking about it, can we actually push the proposal due date back to like Monday, 7th, let's say?
okay, wait, go back to that.
Sorry. The proposal due date. Can we make it Monday, the 27th?
Sure.
It's just to be a little bit more selfish for myself and for you guys also, but you figure if we get the proposals in, we can kind of look at them so that, like you said,
Mhm.
it gives us is at least a week with the holidays and all to be able to kind of digest them, assuming we get more than one, you
Mhm.
know, that
Hopefully.
it's going to be a lot to talk about if we don't have time at the 6th meeting.
I think that gives everyone more time. That
Right.
dates, I think that's fine.
Okay. And then we'll put for the second meeting date, or when the project's supposed to be done, I'd say we'd have,
So the first meeting in February still, right?
yeah, where did I just put that? Would be February 10th or 24th at the latest.
Yeah, I would stick with the 10th. I think we should be okay with the 10th. That seems like a lot.
Well, except that if we wouldn't be. Oh, wait, we'd be appointing on the 6th. Then their first meeting with us wouldn't be till the 27th.
Right, so that's 3
Oh.
weeks.
Okay, they are working there. Never mind. Okay, got it. Getting all confused.
No, okay.
Sorry.
All right, so do you want me to then, I'll make these changes, and then since we are adding a little more time for, I could circulate that tomorrow, and then to you all to just make sure everything's as you want,
Yeah, that sounds good.
and then send it out, circulate it on Monday.
Right.
Thank
Okay.
you, Jess. I appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, 'cause then that gives them 3 weeks to get their proposal in. So I think that's good.
Yeah. All right, any other comments on it?
Nope.
Okay, and then there's the cover letter, which I thought, I mean, it's usually a cover letter, and I mean, this is a confusing project in a way for reviewers, in that it started back in 2003 and then stopped, and now it started up again, but circumstances have changed. We have new zoning bylaws, and they've also got the mishmash between part of it being in Groton and part of it being in Ayer, and a joint conservation permit. So I just thought giving a little background would be useful. Any edits to that document? Gonna go out with your name, John.
Oh, I know.
I guess the only, just that second paragraph, you talk about the loop road and things like that. Again, wherever we're possibly predisposing them to, look in a certain area versus what you
Okay.
might now have in the actual proposal, as long as we can sync that up, I think would be okay.
Okay, so just say particular focus, but also want to look at the whole parcel in light of, again, setting the standard for the baseline monitoring report.
Exactly.
Okay, so I will rewrite that. Okay. And circulate that as well. So,
Yeah, actually, the last sentence of that second paragraph talks about that, right? It says a robust conservation analysis forms the basis for the recommendation, and it is that document based on current as well as much older data, for which the ACC seeks a third-party review. But you could talk about it as being, like you said, the baseline.
yeah, okay. So do we need to vote on that? Assuming that I make some edits and everybody gets back to me individually that everything's satisfactory? I think we do have to vote to issue an RFP. At this point, I don't think we want to wait to vote to December 16th.
Okay, any comments?
So I'd be comfortable in letting you incorporate any feedback, comments, and then letting John do the approval. Can we do that with the new administrative thing?
Anything else?
So, yep, we can do that. And I will still circulate revised drafts to everybody, or revised version to everybody, so that if you had a comment, you could let John know.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. We
So,
want to make a, yeah,
yeah, is there a motion to approve? What would I, how would I word
Okay.
this?
approve the RFP and cover letter to be amended as discussed and the amendments okay by the chair.
Are you making a motion?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Second,
I'm sorry, do you have a comment?
No, if there wasn't a second, then I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
George seconded it. So, yeah, a motion was moved by Jess Gugino, seconded by George Bacon. Do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
aye,
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Passes unanimously. So when do you think you will have these revisions for us to review? Yes?
I'll have them to everybody by tomorrow or Saturday. It won't take long. So just so that we can get it out on Monday would be good.
Thanks, Jess.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right.
So that, anything else with Stratton Hill?
Nope.
All right.
Now we have updates.
To Conservation Office and member updates.
Okay, first the Robert, town managers, going back and forth with North County Land Trust. They're developing a contract for North County to take over monitoring CRs and completing some of our future CRs as well. So when that contract is ready to go, it'll come to us for us to review and vote on and approve. All right. Any questions there?
Nope.
Air Solar 2 had a message from Rohit Garg that they had problems with the erosion controls around the footing for the culvert, and they were going to be attending that to that this week, so that should be okay. We should discuss at some point how we're going to if we want to do any inspections of a few of the more active sites at some point until Joanne comes back. Anyway,
Okay.
I contacted Joe Honorado at Water and Wetlands about what's happening with the final report for the pond treatment this year. He was actually working on it at the time. He expects to have that to us so that we could look it over and discuss at the next meeting in December. And that will be important to get a figure for next year's treatments and submit that with our 2023 budget. And also prepare an RFP for next year, which we'll do in January, I think.
were we gonna have him
Yes,
come
are
in
we
and
going
speak?
to delay the
Um,
town meeting style meeting with Joe to
Well,
discuss?
we could talk about that. Okay, so we could get the report for our next meeting and talk about that and then see if we want to schedule what you were, I think, going to say, George, was a public meeting of some sort with them maybe in January. I don't see any purpose in doing it in December, right
Hmm,
before Christmas.
No,
So we'll just continue that discussion of all those things at our next meeting.
Good.
Janet Providakis wants to come talk to us at our next meeting as chair of the CPC. The property, the Hudlin property,
mhm.
which is, I'm blanking on where it is. Over there. behind the high
Highland
school
Avenue. It's on,
and
it's on the top of High Street.
up at High Street, yep. That is now up for sale. And 7.3 acres. I've heard both prices, 1.2 million to 1.5 million. And so I think Janet would like to talk to us in light of the our conservation fund, if that might be a possibility. No, it's also, there's rumor that a developer is also looking at it. Janet also said the adjacent Sefakis property that also abuts the town little Nunnaquacious Park that's in there. The Sefakis property is still available, so that could be an opportunity to have a big thing. It looks like Lori Nearing has something she wants to say.
I apologize for not getting here at the beginning of your meeting, but this is relevant to what you were just mentioning about these properties. I was unable to attend the meeting last night with the CPC, and I wanted to share that I just learned today about a grant that you may know about with MVP, Massachusetts Vulnerability Program. Is that familiar to you, or is that something new? Okay.
Yeah,
I was invited by Mass Development to work with PACE, people very concerned about the environment, to orchestrate interest and involvement in a new grant program that could work with the Hudlin property and with your board. I don't want to belabor it because as you've had a long meeting already, impressive work you are all doing, I must say. It's essentially a grant to provide nature-based funding to look at climate solutions, to do things like improve small forest plant plots. They're specifically looking at what they're calling tiny forests or small forests. And it's a new way of approaching saving neighborhood or pocket parks in a way that both helps the environment with climate change sorts of things by helping the trees to do a better job, and also support the population that lives in that neighborhood, that lives around there. So small parks that are walkable, because we now know with COVID that, and this has been proven for a long time, that nature-based interactions improve people's health mentally and physically. So we went into a lot of depth about this, but there's a large amount of money that's available to take parcels that are kind of already in the works and offer improvements, and possibly to fund match to buy the actual property itself. They
do you
need to
have that information on the grant that you could
when I
forward to
get
our
it, I will pass it on to you because I need it too. Yes.
Okay,
Yes. So it's very interesting. It's a brand new thing. There's a lot of money in this program, and getting in the first cut, they felt was strategic in winning more money. But what did they talk about? $250,000 to $500,000 is in this grant. So I wanted to let you know about it because I'm envisioning, something that could be really cool. Not
Yeah.
necessarily just in this parcel, but my understanding is that like the Sefakis property, which adjoins all these other properties that Janet described, the current owners may be more interested in protecting it rather than seeing it developed. And that's just neighborhood sort of gossip, I guess. But anyhow, I'd be very interested in following up and
Yeah.
coming to your next meeting if that's when Janet is going to be coming.
Yeah. I know, George, you remember we looked at the Sefakis property a bunch of years ago, and it was such a small area. I think we talked about at the time that if only the Hudlin property were available, then it would be more interesting as an acquisition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
I had also mentioned the Hudlin property as a possible location for the Council of Aging new building. I think there's a bunch of advantages, and it's an interesting possibility. And there's some very lovely neighborhood history there with the former Hudlin family growing a huge plot of fresh vegetables. They still have a plot there. It could be made into a lovely community garden and supported with, it's right adjacent to the Neshoba assisted living places. So,
So it would seem that would be something that the town manager should also be brought in on because, and some people from the Council on Aging, because that would be two different pots of money.
yes,
Obviously, you couldn't use the CPC or the Conservation Fund if it was to be used for that.
correct. Yep. Yep.
I also understand time is a bit of the essence since there is a developer who might be interested in this
Oh, okay.
parcel as well.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll put that on our next agenda.
Thank you, Lori. That's really good information for us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Then handle that. So I think before our next meeting, people should just think about how we want to manage, if we want to manage inspecting sites.
Yep.
And think about getting in some of the inspection reports from the environmental monitors for Solar 2 and the John Carroll Reserve. Mark, you usually look at those reports. Do you want me to just forward them to you? Raise anything of interest to the rest of us?
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to throw them in the town email or something, and just whatever, we could send them to me or send them to everybody and look at them if they want. But
Okay. So on our next agenda, we've got Willow Road, the Route 2A. Hopefully they'll be able to come to us. We'll finish up Panther Place. You will have a new notice of intent from New England Power Company. I'll put Janet on there to come in and talk about the Hudlin property. And I think we'll talk about the ponds report and also maybe, and also our budget a little bit. And that is it for me.
You had something else, Lori?
Yeah, I meant to be here at the beginning of your meeting, so I apologize. This should have been at your public meeting perspective.
Bad girl.
Oh, I'm so sad. It's been quite a day. I was wondering if your board is planning to submit anything to the Wild and Scenic Rivers grant this year. I know you got money, nice money last year to do some signage and things. Because I had a concept I wanted to propose, so I was wondering what your thoughts are on that.
What was your concept first?
We have been worried, like you have been, about the invasive water chestnut problem that we have seen. I have seen it at Grove Pond. I had an opportunity late in the fall to go kayaking with my husband there, and boy, it's growing like crazy. And really concerned about it. And I immediately wanted to get a bunch of people together to pull it up and get it out of there. So I was talking to National River Watershed folks about how to do it. I don't have any experience with it. And then Faith Salter brought to our attention that, and Beth Sidmeyer actually, that there's contamination in the pond and we need to make sure that nobody is being exposed to anything that would make them not well. And of course, we agree with that. And I had to backtrack a little bit. In addition, Martha Morgan from NRWA said that it's probably a little bit too late to collect them. They've already dropped their seeds. So
for this year.
For this
Yeah.
year. So then the thought was, okay, we want to get on top of this next year. How can we do that? This grant specifically, as I'm sure you know, it specifically addresses invasives. And so I would really like to see a grant proposal submitted that provides funding to do the chemical testing that we need to do. it's still not clear to me if this is a rooted plant because it's the sediment that's the problem, I think. We know that the contamination, at least in the past, had also a lot of mercury in the water. And I believe that I've read that water chestnuts are actually planted with the purpose of pulling out contamination and harvesting that to get contamination out of certain contaminated ponds. That's something that other places have used. I don't think so much in this country, but when I researched a little bit, it could be a serious problem and it should be addressed. So it would involve finding out how much it costs, what the correct process is to do some sampling of the plants, and then determine whether or not people can go in there safely and just pull them out if we recruit a bunch of volunteers. And I think we can. I think we can recruit a bunch of volunteers, and I think it's not large enough yet that it's not it's still manageable, but if we let it go another year or two, it's going to be much harder to resolve. Martha estimated that it's going to grow by what did she say? It'll get at least a third larger, I think is what she said, each year. And it's just going to, multiply very quickly. I don't have the numbers in my head, but each plant produces quite a lot of the nuts. You're all
Yeah.
familiar with the plant I'm thinking, yes?
Yeah.
It's the one that has the really sharp nuts. If you step on it, it'll go right through your foot. And it's a horrible plant. It's a really serious problem in Pepperell. And of course, all this feeds into the Nashua, and we don't want that to happen. Nobody wants that to happen. It could have been dropped by waterfowl. It's not necessarily somebody put in a canoe or a kayak and dragged it in there. So if your board is able and willing to take on the writing of the grant, we would write a letter of support, and I would help you recruit people to do the pulling when and if we get the grant. And it's a matter of can we get the work done to test the plants.
Did you talk to Faith Salter about writing a grant proposal?
I can't seem to get a hold of Faith.
Okay.
I can try.
Yeah, and we'll try to.
Was she willing to?
Well,
Right.
she did the grant proposal for our signs project, which,
She did.
yeah.
Know that. Okay.
What does everybody else think on that?
Well, I think it's a great idea. I don't think currently the commission has the ability to take on anything else.
Okay.
Um,
I understand. Believe me.
At this point in time, it's stretched pretty thin and we're down a person, so it's
Yeah.
even more difficult, so.
Okay.
But
Could you
it
write
is
a
a
letter
great-
of support?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
When Faith wrote it before, was it as an independent person or was it on behalf of your board?
On behalf of our board,
Do you think that made it stronger?
probably,
oh, sure.
Yeah.
yeah. It could be written, I would think, maybe as a joint on behalf of both our board and PACE. That could be,
Okay.
that would probably make it even stronger.
With PACE. And maybe with the Appalachian Mountain Club local group that Faith is working with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I like that. I'll see if I can get a hold of Faith.
Okay, and
She feels pretty strongly about it too.
It's good information. Thanks again.
Welcome.
yeah, we, three of us work full-time jobs. I know this week I've been in over 20 hours just doing stuff in the office,
Yeah.
Joanne's absence, so we're all stretched. John's taking on some of the field stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Anything else, Jess?
nope,
That was it?
that was it for me.
Anything else from commissioners?
Oh, is it also Robert's setting up a meeting with John and me and the DPW next week to talk about the beaver issue.
And
So,
also to check out potential
yeah,
sites for Flanagan Pond access. Try to keep that going.
And in addition, I think John's going to a pre-construction
Yeah,
meeting next week.
8 o'clock, Jess.
Well, that's really good that you're doing it. I'll be
Pre-construction for what
dreaming
site?
about it.
Okay, I'll call you.
What'd you say?
Pre-construction for what site, John?
I'm sorry?
Pre-construction for what site?
What was it for? It was for,
West Main Street?
yeah, right, West Main Street, you know, the revitalization.
Okay, okay. All right. We have member updates?
Shoot.
So I've sent a letter off to Chris Dude at DOT. We'll see what the response is. He was the last person. He's the one that sent George and I and Joanne the link saying, oh, here's the forms. Find what, you know, what section applies to you. Joanne looked through it. I looked through it. It didn't look like any of that stuff applied to us. So I said, basically, yeah, I think your form is really more so set up for like highways like I-90 and 495 and things like that. I said, we're trying to put a couple signs on Route 2A. Can you help me or point me in the direction as to what section it is? And I copied Dan Van Schalkwyk on it too. So if, you know, he might be able to reach out to them too. I know he said he'd possibly intervene a little bit. And I said, well, okay, let me just find out where we're at. So, so that's what's going on. I've requested Express Signs to give us a updated estimate to install 8 signs, but provide all the material less sand. So in other words, basically the post and things like that, so that we have similar installations. So to do the remaining 2 when we finally get those from the DOT. But I've asked them to update that and also clarify the additional add-on of $500 to do dig in and cement the signs, which is supposed to be part of the installation itself. So I was a little confused as to how that was written up. I sent that back out on, well, sometime last week. Haven't seen a response yet. So that's kind of where we are from a signs perspective.
Can you make sure you copy the Concom at Air?
Oh, I did not, but I can do that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I did not.
Yeah, just so we
I
have it.
copied George.
Yeah. But just make sure that, yeah, that the office computer has it as well.
All right, I can forward them through. So yeah, I'll do that when we're done here. I'll quickly just forward them to Concom. And then last but not least, I think I forwarded on to everybody the list of a number of environmental contractors in the event we wanted to secure possible temporary contract help for the department. I haven't looked at any of that stuff yet. I don't know what's in there, but I guess that would potentially maybe be our next proposal to put together.
Yeah.
I would think we could probably work off of the job postings that we were planning to put up. It should be very, very similar, I would think. Jen, what do you think? So yeah, so it's probably.
Good.
Oop, I'm sorry, what's that?
Fine, sounds good. Thank you for doing that.
So yeah, I mean, I guess we could do that, and you know, again, maybe utilize that list. And if there's anybody else out there that you know we've interacted with before, also, I just know that the stuff that came from that person would be probably pretty very well vetted. If you get my drift.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Well, and I think that's basically it. Oh, I had a 7 to 9 point buck come through my yard eating up the apples that I threw out there. It was awesome.
A few years ago, I was walking the dog, going by Stratton Hill, and heard what sounded like somebody banging hockey sticks together.
Oh, wow.
And just about, 40, 50 feet up from the road by that construction trailer that's been there forever. There were two bucks, antlering each other. Their antlers. I went marching up to them like, hey, because I was all concerned their antlers were tangled, but they weren't. Boy, they were,
You're lucky.
yeah.
After you.
And that's why I
Anyway.
said the 7 to 9, because it definitely had one of the tines on the right-hand side was off.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it, maybe it was the one that won last time.
Yeah. Could
You
be.
should see the other guy.
Yeah. All right.
Anything else?
The other part of the signs project is the website. I was working with Joanne on. So could use a little help with that now.
In what sense, George?
Well, we have to develop the website, so we need pictures and text put together. Just sort of describing all the different ponds and streams that have signs on them.
Okay.
Point. Yeah, where the QR code would direct people, right?
Right.
How much is that? How much is done currently? Any?
No,
No.
none.
That sounds like a New Year project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be done until, at least until the signs are up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess at a minimum, I'm not even sure how to do it myself, honestly, but at a minimum, wherever that QR code sends it, we could potentially put under construction.
Yeah. Well, Cindy set up a website, so we just need content.
Mhm.
Hey.
Hi.
So we do have a landing page for that QR code.
Okay,
So there is a little bit of content there. So we don't have to put up an under construction page, which is always good.
What did you call it first? A what page? Landing?
Landing. Yeah, so when you zap that QR code, it will bring you to, I think it's air.ma.us/waterways. Let me check that. It's been a while.
That's landing as in like a plane lands at the airport.
Yes.
Okay.
Cindy, would you mind just emailing the landing page out to us so we can take a look at it?
Absolutely.
okay.
George, I might be in a better place to volunteer to help if I know exactly what it is before I commit to anything. So to take a look at.
So Cindy, we have at least something there right now that, I don't, do you possibly have it? Can you share with us quickly or?
Actually, that's a great idea. Let me see. It's not much, but there is, it's better than the old under construction pages. Share screen. This one. That's about it. So I think what, envision, where each, a link to each area in town that would be on here. One for Pine Meadow and some of the other waterways, the Nashua River.
We also have from that geosyntech report that was done several years ago, we've got descriptions of some of the ponds at least.
If you send me that, I can put the text out there or any images if you want. If you want to just, make this a little more robust.
Yeah. Let's wait till after the new year on that one too, though.
Great. Yeah, I'll send this link out.
Thank you, Cindy.
Welcome.
Any, Cindy, any uploading to that has to go through you, or is that just stuff that we can put up, or how is that? Is that like controlled in that fashion?
Yeah, I maintain all the pages on the website right now. Except for the police, they do their own, which is nice. Yeah, so I mean, if you guys want to feed me content, I can get it out there quickly.
Yeah,
Okay.
End of the year, new year, doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Yeah, my hope was still that we possibly would, Express Signs would give us the green light that they could still get those 8 installed, but like I said, I haven't heard back from them yet. I think we give it another week or two, we're probably gonna be beyond because things are gonna freeze up.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was great.
Although you never know. We're supposed to go up to the 60s next week.
It
Really?
is.
At one day at least, I heard.
Hmm.
Maybe, we'll see.
Feel a cold coming on.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was moved by George Bacon. It was seconded by Mark Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Let me think about it.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. It passes unanimously. Thank you all very much.